So dozens of celebrities have recently been accused of some horrible stuff, especially in New York, with some of the more recent names including Jamie Foxx, Axl Rose, the lead singer of Guns N' Roses, P. Diddy, aka Sean Puffy Combs, Steven Tyler of Aerosmith, Cuba Gooding Jr., new allegations against Russell Brand, and the list here, it keeps going on and on and on. Now, you're going to see more of these too, more that have either been filed in the last few days or that will be filed today because a New York law is sunsetting here. And this, it allows accusations from any time. So, some of these are 30, 40, 50 years old. You and I, we're going to talk about a little of this today. Oh man, this is crazy times, huh? Crazy times indeed. All right, so hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day. By the way, I hope you are doing excellently. So the New York law that has opened the floodgates for accusations and lawsuits is set to expire today, November the 24th, on Thanksgiving. And you're seeing lawsuit after lawsuit coming in against celebrities. And even the media is having trouble keeping up because so far we are talking about 2,500 lawsuits that have been filed under this act alone. Now, this has led to some huge names that are being accused right now. People like Jamie Foxx, for example. He is dominating the headlines. And if you look at some of these lawsuits, take the Jamie Foxx one, for example, they are wild for a number of reasons. First of all, the people filing them, you'll notice, nameless, Jane Doe. Many of these folks, you will never find out who exactly they are. And when you look even further, one of the things that you might find really troubling, I know that I do in this, are the dates when this stuff supposedly transpired. I mean, if you look at Jamie Foxx, for example, these accusations, they come from 2015, August 26, 2015. And some of these dates, they go much, much further back. I mean, if you look at the accusations against Axl Rose, Guns N' Roses frontman, for example, you'll notice that these accusations, they not only come from the 1980s. We're talking about 1989 here, but if you look at the language, they don't know a date on this at all. They say that the accuser met Axl Rose in or around February 1989. In or around, meaning you don't have a specific date on that, but still, you can bring allegations. And when you look at the statement from Axl Rose's lawyer, well, you see a lot of problems that pop up in this. Not just with this accusation, mind you, but with other accusations as well. With this lawyer saying, simply put, this incident, it never happened at all. Notably, these fictional claims were filed the day before the New York State filing deadline expires, though he doesn't deny the possibility of a fan photo taken in passing. Mr. Rose says he has no recollection of ever meeting or speaking to the plaintiff and has never heard about these fictional allegations prior to this specific day. And he's confident that it can be resolved in his favor. But still, how do you go out and how do you disprove something, again, that supposedly happened decades in the past? And if you look at one of the Steven Tyler accusations, there are two that I know of, by the way, but there may be more. I'm not sure. It's hard to keep up with all of these, but it goes back much further than the 1980s. Again, remember, you have no statute of limitations when it comes to accusations, so this goes all the way back to the 1970s, to 1975. You're talking about almost 50-year-old accusations. And on top of that, they accuse him of something else you see pop up again and again, that being minors. And when I talk about this, I want to make something very clear. I'm not commenting on guilt or innocence. I always default to innocent till proven guilty. But I think it doesn't matter with accusations like this. This is the type of stuff that will ruin you from go. Now, there are other celebrities that are facing multiple lawsuits as well. If you take Cuba Gooding Jr., for example, he has yet another lawsuit coming up. Now, making this very clear about Cuba Gooding Jr., he has pled guilty to harassment in the past. Also, on top of that, he settled another accusation lawsuit right before it went to trial. And the reason that I mentioned prior allegations with Cuba Gooding Jr. is because the person that is suing him here is actually tied to the other cases as well. You know, they were going to testify against him in that, but they didn't get to because that ended up getting settled. And I think that brings up a very important point in Hollywood too. There are definitely guilty people out there, but the accusation alone doesn't make you guilty. And this comes after a flood of accusation with some of these names. They are notorious in Hollywood circles. Here is Terry Richardson, for example. Terry Richardson, if you don't know him, he was a very well-known celebrity photographer, celebrated the world over. In 2017, he had a string of accusations come up against him, a string of lawsuits and beyond. That led to him being blacklisted from the industry, and now he is being sued by a Spanish model who says, hey, he did all of these terrible things. Not only did he do those, but he photographed what he did to me, and he said that it was quote-unquote art. Now, there are other names that have come up too. Names like Sean Puffy Combs or P. Diddy. And to make this clear, I'm not comparing him to anyone else that I've mentioned. I just want to make that very, very clear. Innocent until proven guilty. The accusations against Sean Puffy Combs, they were wild, though. We're talking about things like threatening to blow up somebody's car, things that he supposedly did to celebrities and more. And this ended up in the headlines for one day before it ended up getting settled. It reportedly was settled for really high million-dollar amounts. There's going to be more lawsuits coming for him too, you mark my words. And as far as other celebrities too, you have Russell Brand, for example. Russell Brand, who has already been accused of quite a few things. He is now being accused by other people too. He has the finger pointed at him. They span decades too, so you're not just locked in on a specific timeline. And to make this clear too, it's not just one person that has multiple accusations against them. It's not just a Russell Brand. You have other actors that have multiple accusations against them as well. Sebastian Chacon, for example. We're talking about an actor from Daisy Jones and the Six. He's being accused of accosting 3 women sometime between 2017 to the present. And to make this very clear, no one is immune to it. In fact, this is what a senator recently said while they were trying to get a year extension on this specific act, saying it doesn't matter who you're bringing it against, whether it's the President of the United States, a member of the New York State Legislature, a neighbor, a pastor, a friend, or family member. We are all equal under the eyes of the law and under the Adult Survivor Act. You let me know what you think about all of this, though. And as always, appreciate the heck out of you. You make this channel work. Thank you. Can't say that enough. I'll cover some of these by themselves, too. But yeah, check out the links. Make sure you share this. And thank you, and have a great holiday.